I thought I heard something like
I
that.
think he averaged down. I mean, honestly, I think that like he probably bought like him and MicroStrategy probably caused the 17K bounce because they didn't want to get liquidated when all those three arrows and fucking Celsius, all them guys were getting fucked. Um,
Mm.
right after Tesla sold their Bitcoin, like so I think that he bought down there and was to lower his liquidation rate because remember right after that we started hearing that now his liquidation price is 3,000.
Yeah.
So
By
there
the
might have
way,
been some sort of strategic like not repositioning, maybe repositioning because like some have said that like they saw in his wallet that he had moved or sold coins and not like a shit ton, but like a couple thousand coins, and they were like, "Oh, Michael Saylor's dumping," and he said to never sell, and blah blah blah. And they're making a big deal of it, but everyone, like anyone of legal authority was like, "So what? Like, who cares?" But
yeah, I meant right. I don't know if Elon sold his personal bag. I meant what he had on Tesla's books or whatever. But that's what I really meant. But Clive said, yeah, we accepted paper money, credit cards, checks, so that's not an issue. Elon called them. Clive,
yeah,
you're
and they're
holding.
not gonna.
You're holding time.
The government wouldn't accept it. Well, I mean, I guess they would, but I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't accept it for taxes. Um, like depending on the time frame, because like yeah, it is so volatile that like if they were to accept it as a tax for at the wrong time and it plummeted in value, then they wouldn't be able to. But if they converted it straight to fiat right away, then I don't see a problem with that. But I don't know. I mean,
Well, Clive is saying his um, seller's average is 3K. His net worth went from 6 billion to less than a billion.
no, it's not his average that's 3K. It's his liquidation price for when he gets margin call. So if he gets his margin
Okay,
goes all the way
how could his margin call be 3K?
if he bought at 17, if he caused the bounce.
I'm saying, how can a margin call which doesn't accept more than 2x be 3K?
Because he was buying at 10K. He bought a lot. He bought before.
His margin call would be at most 5K. 5K. You can only do
Yeah,
2x.
Well, he only
you don't really.
he did buy. He said that he bought at 6K and 10K before the bull run even happened, and then he bought again at 30K. So his average did go up, but he ended up buying more to average down so that he didn't get liquidated.
Well, it's a mute point anyway. It doesn't matter. The fact is, he's gone from $6 billion to basically in debt.
Yeah, but how
on
what on what?
Well,
What caused that, Clive?
Well, he borrowed from somebody. Somebody underwrote him and said, "Okay, you owe me if it gets to this point," and they're holding the Bitcoin as collateral.
But are you basing that on his crypto move or on the business?
I really don't care or etc. But my first point is, okay, you talk about the old guys. Okay, we accepted paper money. We accepted credit cards. We accepted checks. That's not the issue. We want something that is accepted by the government. Crypto is an asset, and I cannot take my my art and pay my taxes with it. I can't pay my rent with it. Those are not those are assets. That's not currency.
Right. But you understand my point was when I said the old guys, because silver and gold are still viable, so it's accepted, right?
I can convert that to cash.
Right. So,
but I can't pay my taxes with it. Nor do I keep gold for the reason of paying my taxes or paying my house mortgage or otherwise. It is an asset. It's not. I'm not using it as a currency. This is not the 1800s where people had gold that you could do melt value and change it to cash. This is now, it's whatever it's worth monetarily by ounce or by numismatic value.
But you could pay your mortgage off with gold. You just have to
you
go
could
through
do
the,
that. Yeah.
the proper.
So what if?
They wanted to do it?
Yeah.
If your lender wanted to, if I took in a
No,
gold
no,
bar,
You could take a
no.
loan against your gold.
you
you'd
can
have
take a
to
loan
go-
against it. I can take a loan against my art, but I cannot go into the bank and say I want to deposit a kilogram of gold.
No.
But then
right,
if your
you have to
art,
go through the,
if your artwork fell below the value of which the money that you borrow, whatever money, say you borrow $100,000, and that art piece somehow falls below the value of $100,000, then they come and
That's
take
why
your
it's
art.
an asset, not a currency.
Yeah, but they come and take your art and they sell it for whatever it's worth, like even if it's less than $100,000 at that point.
They can do that, but we're talking about crypto accepted as a currency or a stored value. There is no stored value in art. There is no stored value in gold. It is whatever the market will bring.
Well, you can't buy a loaf of bread from somebody, like unless they don't need a loaf of bread, but they need that piece of art. Like that's the only way. Like you could barter, but like with gold and silver, it's kind of different because they're both still hard assets. They're tangible.
It's still an asset. It's not.
They're denominated.
There's a difference.
They're denominated.
There's a difference though between all of that. Like, you have art, right, which is very objective. Objective, non-objective. It is, subjective up to the individual. But then you have crypto, which is not that at all. Crypto is nothing like art, right? Because there is always liquidity for it. You can sell it at any time.
Now.
What?
Yeah. Also, it's based off of the values based off the collective market participants.
My house, I can't pay. I can't sell my house except for cash and then convert it to. They're all assets. They're not.
But it's different in the way that art. It's different in the way that art is. Like your house is not. You can't just easily give it to someone and exchange for funds, and it's not accepted. It's not universally accepted. But
it's an asset.
Crypto.
Point is the same as art. It's the same as a house. It's the same as a car. It's the same as a piece of furniture. It's an asset, but it's not a currency.
Crypto is a lot closer. Crypto's a lot closer to currency though than it is to a house.
Oh, I'll agree with you.
Or to art, or to a couch. It is.
I would say it's closer, but it's still not a currency, and it's not insurable.
It's not backed. It's got to be backed by something.
Exactly. It's not backed
already.
by anything. It's backed by the market. It's backed by the market.
It's backed by the U.S. dollar, which is not worth anything.
No, it's not backed by the U.S. dollar. No.
It's USDT, which
That's
we don't
not
know.
The United States dollar.
I know.
That is another form of assets against it, but it's still not backed by it.
What if they could
prove?
prove?
Discussion.
What if they could prove that for every tether that existed, there was $1 US in their bank account?
They can't though. Okay. It's not true.
Would that
they
then make it true that crypto is backed by the US dollar, which is actually
not every crypto out there is backed by that USDT. Every single one is backed by $800 billion of cash.
Sup, everyone.
It's not. We know that they're not doing it 100% cash. We know that. We promised that, and then they went back on it.
Here's the thing, though: the crypto, Bitcoin, is backed by the electricity that was spent mining it.
I don't even know what that means.
That
means it's like saying my house is backed by the people that built it.
Well, whether you buy your electricity in Japanese yen or the US dollar or the euro or whatever, you spent money, you spent fiat for your electricity bill to generate enough electricity to mine that crypto to bring it into existence. And that crypto
would be like
is
saying U.S. steel is backed by iron ore. Okay, it's backed by the earth. Okay? Just because they spent X number of kilowatts to produce that coin does not back it monetarily. It shows what it was produced by, but that doesn't make it valuable. If I use up my electricity or store it in a battery, I can't sell that I could sell that electricity if I want to someone that would buy it, but it doesn't make it more valuable.
But
you
it
could
all
sell the
comes down-
battery.
You can't take the electricity out of Bitcoin.
Can you mark it?
No, you can't. But it is a stored form of energy, which essentially
It's
makes
not-
it property.
It's not stored. It's
And
not
because it's
stored.
code, it's
If I buy a Bitcoin, I am not going to get so many kilowatts of energy. Period. That's already
but you could get an asset that gains an amount of value that you could then sell for fiat to then buy more electricity to then
I'm
buy
going
more
back
crypto.
I'm going back to the argument that it is not a form of stored energy. It is produced by energy.
all this is a mute point. It's all
that's
matter
But
of
money is energy
Well,
too.
wait. All of it is what's accepted. Think back. What in the day? What did they use? Shells. They used rocks. It's what is accepted. And if Bitcoin is accepted over the dollar because it's easier to move around and that kind of thing, then that's what it will be. I don't know whose lifetime that'll come down to, but
That
it's
would
what's
be like
accepted.
that would be like saying Picasso's art is worth just as much as anyone else because it's the paint and the energy to produce that art.
Yeah, that's what Quay's saying, but I don't agree with that. It's all what's accepted. It's all what is accepted for barter. That's basically what money is. Because what is money? It's printed paper. I mean,
but the problem
You
the
can
US
calculate
government has-
kilowatts like in almost.
Why don't
any
we go
other-
back to-
Just
Yeah,
kilowatts.
I have those guys
Kilowatts has
stuck in
nothing
that
to do with this.
little.
Yeah, but
Kilowatts
Quay-
has nothing to do with this.
no, Quay, you can't do because that's something
It is,
that
yellow
is,
marker.
you can't. That
There's also
changes
people over
too.
here.
Energy,
electricity is
Electricity
produced
was
in
used
various
Yeah,
different
you got the
ways
most wanted right
by
there behind you.
various different costs.
Yeah, but what do you need to make electricity? You need oil. And so oil should
natural
be
gas, energy,
Two teams.
hydroelectric
One
power.
guy there,
right.
Which can only
and
be
one
bought
guy
by
in
the US
building
dollar.
further from you.
Matches. What's the matter?
What matches?
Go ahead.
Yellow marker, two guys. Ooh, I'm in a dogfight.
I'm saying the whole argument of it was producing electricity shows no validity to its value. It could be the most wasteful or the most energy efficient thing ever produced by electricity, but it does not produce value because that electricity is dissipated anyway. It's gone. Once you produce the Bitcoin and do the hash rate and do all that, it produces that item.
It
Now,
doesn't
if we
produce
find
value.
more-
It's stored.
It's produced by electricity, by hash rate, by computer power. Okay, but that doesn't
There's three of them now,
give it
three of them now.
Wait, let me finish. It doesn't prove any value. Let's say I have a particular type of steel that I'm going to make, okay? And that steel is very
Can you
efficient.
count?
Okay, well, let me finish.
Matches, your mic is open.
Hang on a sec, Clive. Matches. Can you hear us? You got an open mic.
Can you hear me, Quay?
Let
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Clive finish.
Yeah, let
Pretty sure
let
Clive
uh,
hasn't done.
Just let me
let
finish the
Clive
point.
let Clive finish, please.
Yeah, let me finish my point. Let's say I make a particular steel called Steel 1, okay? It's very efficient. I make it, and it costs me
Run 'em
less
all.
than 1 kilowatt of energy for every pound produced. Then someone else makes Steel 2. It's highly inefficient, but structurally it's much better. Which is worth more? The one that is the better quality. It doesn't matter what it costs to produce it. It's what it will do. That's my point.
Yeah. Well, my point was just that it'll come down to what's accepted, as it always has over the years.
And eventually it will be accepted in some way, form, shape, or another. I don't think.
I mean, where's the ink? Where's the ink that prints on paper for money come from?
Right,
It's based on oil.
I mean,
Unless
at one
it's-
What's the
point, it
speaker's
costs us
thought on
more to
stable
produce a
coins
copper
that
penny
uses proof of
than,
reserve to
than a
prove what
penny.
it is backed by
So
and the
they
liquidity?
actually considered trying
The
to
skeptic.
stop producing the penny because penny costs more than a penny to produce.
I thought they were going to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't they?
Well,
friggin-
it costs more than the amount of copper that's in a penny to produce.
Right, they no longer do it. But a lot of countries have gotten rid of the penny. I think Canada has. I think England has. You can Google it, but the penny is pretty much disappearing.
Well,
Yeah,
If
well,
they
it's
end up
hurting
using-
it's hurting the friggin' inflation and the economy even worse because it's like pennies get lost all the time.
yeah,
Those
but I was
pennies
going
are
to
still
say,
technically in
That's not the
circulation.
issue. That's not the
They-
issue. I'm a numismatist. I'm very familiar with coin structures, etc. There were rationales for behind having the penny for a while, and those things are slowly going away. But it really
Yeah, well-
doesn't have to do with the loss of.
We don't have any in
It would be
Paxos
Canada.
easier
also
if-
uses
if
proof of
everything
reserve
was
to
either
prove its liquidity.
$4.95
This isn't something
or
you can do with
$5,
traditional
not
yeah,
finance.
$4.99.
inflation is.
There was the rationale of why there's pennies. It actually led to the invention of the cash register, because clerks back then were not allowed to have pockets, and so the guy upstairs could hear the ring of a bell every time, and that way he knew a sale took place. And that's how cash registers and bells started.
Well, if inflation keeps going, the nickel will be a penny, so we could just get rid of the penny. And
Okay.
but yeah, it's all.
We're getting diverted. We're getting off another subject.
Yeah, but the whole point of this whole discussion, Clive, is like we were saying, it comes down to what is accepted.
Correct.
You know, I mean, if the dollar goes away, they'll figure it out.
All right, so check this out real quick. Okay, so if electricity is produced by burning oil, and oil can only be bought with the U.S. dollar, it means you're taking U.S. dollars, buying oil, burning oil, generating electricity for the grid, that you then use that electricity to mine crypto. You also pay U.S. dollars, or fiat, whatever, for that electricity that's produced that's going into your house.
Except all electricity is not produced by oil. It's natural gas, it's geothermal, it's wind, it's solar, etc., etc.
Yeah, true, but
It
you
doesn't.
still...
A kilowatt is a kilowatt. A kilowatt of energy is a kilowatt of energy, no matter how it's produced.
Yeah, you're right about that. But what I'm saying is that if you're paying for your energy, if you're paying fiat for your electricity and you use that electricity to mine, and then you mine the coins and then sell the coins, hopefully for a profit, then you take that money and buy and spend it on your electricity bill, then that's what your crypto is fucking backed by.
No, not at all. Not at all. That is so sideways an argument. I just couldn't even imagine making that argument.
Quiet. It's like League. I play League of Legends, and I'm wasting my time. It's backed by my time, my power, my mouse, my keyboard. League of Legends. That's what it's powered by. You know, it doesn't matter any of that. It like if you can use even more
What the hell is
energy.
the analogy?
No. You can use even more energy on mining whatever other coin. Doesn't make it more valuable. If that argument were true, then the coin that cost the most to mine would be the one that was the most valuable. But it's not true.
I'm not saying that it's more valuable or less valuable. They're saying that it's backed by nothing, and I'm trying to say that it's backed by electricity, which is a form of energy which takes another form of energy to generate, whether it be fiat or oil or wind or power or gas or water or whatever.
A link to
But that
demonstrate how
electricity
proof of
costs
reserve works.
money.
Link through Oracle is the TL.
It's
the
powered.
version. I shortened the link so it doesn't sound annoying. The TDS triggers.
Go ahead.
I can't counter out this argument because I'm still laughing too hard. It's like
No, it's just
I'm not trying to be insulting, but the analogy doesn't make sense.
But it kind of
just a
does. When you say
common-
it's backed by nothing, it's backed by the cyclical nature of the exchange of energy. Like you pay your time and energy to get fiat, which then you buy electricity
It's not
to use that
backed by
electricity.
Qui-Gon. It's just got a cost to it.
Yeah, it's
By-
not
by the
backed
same
by
argument,
it.
plants-
It's run
plants-
by it.
By the same argument, plants should be valuable because they produce energy. They're produced by energy from the sun.
So
And
then,
energy-
if you're talking
It's
about
backed
what
by
the value of
speculation.
the coins are, and the energy that it took to bring them into existence, and the energy that it took to generate the resources to get that electricity to bring them into existence, then you're essentially saying that crypto or Bitcoin, as it's being mined, is backed by the entire economy itself, and our ability to generate enough money to be able to generate the electricity for the grid that is required to mine the crypto.
No, I can't agree with any of that.
Yeah,
Let's say I build houses, okay, and I produce houses. It costs me $100,000 to produce a house, but nobody wants to buy it, and it's on land
You
that
could
nobody
argue
wants to
anything
live
is
there.
backed by
What's the value of it?
speculation.
Whatever. The
I
market
just
will
linked
bear.
how proof of reserve works and
No
is
matter
live
how
on
much
both
energy I put in,
USD and
no matter how
Paxos.
many supplies of wood and steel and brick and mortar and time and energy, it's only worth what somebody wants to pay for it.
No,
It's
but
not based
that's
on how much
not
I.
that's not countering his argument though, because in that analogy, he's not saying that it's worth anything. He's just saying it's backed by that house is backed by the materials and labor you put into it. That's his
Or
argument
is it?
there.
Is it really? No, I don't think so. It's back to whatever someone will pay. Just because I put $100,000 worth of materials and energy and cost into something doesn't make it worth that.
Yep.
Yeah, they're going to
Good
say,
evening.
well, he didn't do a good job billing it. So
Then nothing
it's
is backed
well,
by
here-
anything, because it's only what people are willing to pay.
It gets back to what
Confidence in the U.S. government.
Yeah, only
I
what
guess
they're
that's
willing
Say
to
what
pay.
I
that
was
is subjective
saying.
and kind of
Whether it's
BS.
accepted.
It amazes
Which
me
is
how
kinda
little attention
dwindling these
people
days.
seem to pay attention on interoperability
But,
and how it
um,
can be used to prove liquidity
else?
and what things are backed
The dollar is backed by
by.
debt.
The US dollar's
for
proof of
future
reserve is a
generations.
global
Confidence in the
superpower
US
military.
government.
Let me
It's not
know when
backed by
stable
debt.
coins are backed by
I know
the
what
military.
I was going to say. All these Teslas that are, what happens if the grid goes down? Nobody's going to have a car unless they have a
If it goes
backup.
down, we're going to be a lot of problems because we're not going to be on the internet.
Yeah. But no, not even if the grid goes down. You see what happened. Look in Florida, Elon had to move the, what do you call it, the Starlink over to get internet over to them.
There's a reason every space launch is in Florida, okay? Because it is the most eastern state that it gives the momentum of the Earth. That's the best place.
What is your
You have
point?
1,500 mile an hour head start, and then if anything happens, it can crash in the ocean. Everyone was afraid Elon was going to blow up the launch pad because his rockets are so powerful they eat up the concrete for the launch pad. You can do a research on that.
Yeah, but he
Huge.
must have corrected that by putting.
It's still problems. It causes brush fires every time NASA's not happy with what he's done, and the FAA. Do a Google search on it, okay, of what the problems with the Falcon Heavy is. I mean, it's so powerful that very often it'll knock up rocks and knock off wires, etc. And it always creates brush fires out there. And it's located in a natural wildlife preserve.
I'm a Link Marine and know full well all about CCIP
Yeah, but they're working
and proof of
together.
reserves.
I
I
miss
also
Marine.
know all stable coins will
But those
eventually
are
get wrecked
natural
and regulated
fires
out of the
to
market
keep
using
you
USDT and
warm.
USDC.
No,
This
yeah.
is
Elon-
when the engines go off. When the engines go off, they always create brush fires. If you ever saw a Falcon Heavy go off, it literally cracks all the concrete. He's had numerous problems with it cracking the concrete, and they're worried about damaging other facilities on NASA's launch pad.
Well, they'll figure it out. I mean, shit.
Yeah. He's done a phenomenal job. He's not to the point that he can go to the moon. It's going to take him about 10 years to get to the point that we can actually put someone on the moon. Getting someone into orbit is really easy in comparison to getting someone to the moon. That is difficult.
Well, you know what he's doing is look at the tunnel. It's on.
I know the tunnel was a big disaster.
It's not.
No city,
What about
city had a
TUSD?
tunnel put in.
Wouldn't it be in the
He's
interest
just
of
got so many
institutions to adopt
ideas.
proof of
He's
reserve
got
to
many-
prove
many-
liquidity and we avoid stuff
Guys,
like
have you heard of-
systemic
Second.
risk?
Guys,
Hidden agendas?
1 second,
Go ahead.
guys. Okay, I'm
It's okay.
gonna turn off the YouTube for a bit again because I got demonetized the second it went up again. By the way,
Oh
I
my
just
God.
gave
I
it some
noticed that.
time. So
Um,
I'm